So this is one of the most common questions I've been getting asked is how do I set goals? How do I create a vision board? How do I create a plan for the year? How do I navigate this year? How do you do it? I'm just trying to survive, or how do I move from that into thriving? And that's what this video is for today. You know, 2020 last year was a crazy year because we all had plans. A lot of us were going, it's a new decade, it's a time for thriving, it's a time for success, it's a time to do the things that we had all been dreaming about, which is what happens every time, with the change of a millennium or the change of a decade, the 2010s, right now the 2020s. And it came with things we didn't anticipate, especially in my lifetime. If you'd have told me there'll be a period of time where you had to spend time at home for more than a year, I wouldn't have believed you, but it happened, and here we are. And now we're trying to navigate and see how do we tackle 2021, because 2020 came and it was more of survival, it was more of trying to understand what's happening and creating a way forward. Whereas now we're in a situation whereby this has been our reality and now we're trying to get out of it, but we want to get out of the situation ahead, not behind, or at the very least at the same place that we are at. So this year, unlike last year, this year there's the possibility of getting a vaccine, there's the possibility of the virus being defeated, there's many possibilities to this year, but also the reality is the virus is still out there, and the reality is places are starting to open up and things are starting to shape up in a way that makes sort of sense, that we've seen before and that we can anticipate and create a pathway. But anyway, the main reason about this video was I wanted to help you guys come up with a way of setting goals for 2021. It's a shame that I didn't make like a resolutions video, but I'll combine the two. So what I wanted to talk to you about is, every year we set New Year's resolutions. This year I'm going to lose weight. Next year, this year I'm going to make X amount of dollars. My resolution is to build more relationships. The thing is that I want you to think about is, instead of setting yearly goals, try to set a 50-year goal. So if you're 20, try to set a 50-year goal and say to yourself, when I'm 70, what kind of life do I want to live? You don't have to have it as perfectly as possible, but you have to have an idea of, okay, by the time I'm 70, I want to be a retired grandpa living on a farm, billionaire, whatever tickles your fancy, whatever you dream about, and then bring it back to today. So where you see yourself at 70, bring it back to 20 and ask yourself the question, what do I have to do to have that life? You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to have an idea of what you have to do this year. And when you break it down, you start to realize you don't really need to go outside to make steps towards your final destination. You just need to be inside and have an understanding of, oh, maybe I need a job. What should I do to get a job? Oh, maybe I need to get this qualification. What should I do to get those qualifications? If it's to build friendships, oh, maybe I need to have social media, start create profiles, and just doing those little things that help you ultimately achieve your 50-year plan. That's how you then move from making resolutions. So your resolution this year should have been not to make any resolutions anymore, and your goal should be to achieve what you set out to achieve after 50 years. And this also helps you to identify the things to invest in your time. We spoke about being an essentialist. In this process, what we're doing is, now we're just saying, after 50 years, this is where I want to be. Today, this is what I'm going to do. And what this helps you, it helps you identify the opportunities that you need to look at. So we live now in a time whereby people are becoming overnight success. The things that we're not ahead of now are ahead of. Imagine someone who invested $1,000 in Bitcoin when it was $1. Today they're a rich person, and those things happen and are possible in the time where we live now, where the impossible is becoming possible. So it's very hard to set goals and be concrete to say, oh, I'm going to have a job and this. But we now live in a time whereby you have to identify what your story is going to be and what your narrative is going to be, and then follow through that. we now no longer live in a time whereby you can pick someone and say, oh, I'm going to copy that person, because their reality is going to be totally different from your reality. You know, if someone, imagine like our parents when they were coming up, there was no internet. And for them to try and navigate time now with the internet, and when you look at the internet with things like Ethereum, what they're doing, whereby now they're creating a whole total different internet, the dynamics have changed. The laws of the, certain basic laws apply, but in as much as they apply, they've also been changed and been impacted. The ways of making money in 2021 is totally different from how people were making money in 2019, and to base that to things that were established in the 1900s, it's a difficult thing. We now live in a time whereby your way of setting goals has to be so different because life moves so fast. So one of the things they would encourage us to do is to come up with smart goals. I would say that only come up with smart goals when you've identified your life goal, your lifetime goal. When you look at a person like Elon Musk, right? I'm pretty sure being the world's richest man was not his goal, but if he had a goal of one day flying to the moon or helping people fly to the moon, he had an understanding of how do I bring that ambition back to my reality and build up towards that to be where he is today. So that's how I would encourage you guys to come up with your goals. So have an idea of moving backwards. So if you want to start a YouTube channel, you say I want to have 1 million subscribers. What do I have to do? I need videos. I need to spread out the word. I need to do this, and then that's how you then focus on a year like this and control the things that you can control. Because in 2021, with the spikes in the pandemic, how it's affecting the area you're from, that can affect how you make your videos, especially if you make videos outside where you're then told you cannot go outside. But then if this year you were supposed to make, I don't know, 102 videos, then your goal is, how do I make 102 videos fit into each and every week? What do I have to do with the time that I have at home? What do I have to do when I'm outside? Maybe when you're at home, that's when you get to do your thumbnails. That's when you get to do your editing of the footage that you already have. And then when you're allowed to open, you can go and make as much footage as you can. And then that's just how you see your year out. And then the other thing, you have to look at the results, like what type of results are you trying to achieve? Is it revenue? Is it audience? Is it engagement? Whatever metrics that you use to measure that, you're then able to put them down and say, okay, this year I'm setting out to achieve this, and then this is what I've achieved, and from here I can then carry on. When 2022 comes, you're not sitting down coming up with resolutions, but when 2022 comes, what you're sitting down with is an idea of where you want to take your life, and understand that at that point in time, where do you want to be at? Let's say your goal is to be a billionaire, and it might be just to register your company, and then to have a bank account, and then to have YouTube channel, website, this and that, customers, clients, a clientele, a team. So throughout the years, what you're doing is building towards that vision in order to achieve it. So every year when it comes, your goals are then based on where you're trying to go, not on a hogwash idea of, oh, I'm just gonna lose 25 kgs. No, what you have to do is set a lifestyle goal. To say, me, I work out every week. My target is to lift X amount of weight. In order to do that, I have to do this. I have to grow slowly or fast. I have to eat this. I have to do this. I don't have to do that. I have to do this. That's all totally up to you. And the truth is, this year, last year, will all be defined by you and the choices that you make. You have to get to a point in your own life where you say to yourself, the pandemic, whilst there and we respect it, I have to take my life by the horns, and I have to fight for the dreams that I have. I have to go out there and be strong and do what I need to do to achieve what I'm setting out to achieve. And if you took the lessons on essentialism, this year will be so easy, because you're only doing the things that are essential to help you achieve what you want to achieve. I pray that those things are good things. If you found any value in this video, please leave a subscribe, like, and comment. Share this video with your friends who might need it. You never know who needs help setting their goals and looking at their life in a different way. With that being said, it's been your boy Kevin. Peace.